games he end up with a -5 in a minute?
430 tonight.
First of all, I don't believe in numbers.
Don't get fooled. The sound of the final buzzer means it's hangover time. So grab a drink and join your host, Alphonse Sidney, for a Miami Heat Beat post-game show.
Hey, we win, and Alpha's not here. Well, I don't know what to tell you. Alpha's somewhere, I don't know, consoling Jamie Foxx, consoling all the black actors in the country right now. Pull me out, Brass. Pull me out.
All right.
Let's go.
We're here. Let's do this, man. Fucking Heat win.
Cue it up, Brass. Go ahead. Cue it up.
Okay.
Go ahead, Brass. You got it.
Yeah, we got a couple guys in this game. We had Bam motherfucking Adebayo going ham, Bam going ham tonight with these dunks.
Look at this. But look how sure he is. Like, he is not stopping. He is focused. He is looking at the rim. Come on, y'all. Y'all know we've been wanting him to do this.
He was aggressive. He wasn't waiting for the game to happen. He was waiting. He was waiting to like fucking do something himself. Like, you know, PJ's going up for that, and he kind of knew he wasn't gonna go in. So it's like, okay, I have to do something with this. Can't leave him hanging like that. But then Tiff's boy, check this one out.
Nothing like Maxwell coffee to brighten up your day.
That is sweet.
Look at that. That's right. If Max is in the lineup, we winning, y'all. That's all I know.
Happy birthday, Maximilian. There you go.
There we go. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in with us. It's we kind of thin, but we'll give you some information tonight. You got my boy Kenny, you got Frankie, and always on the ones and twos, you got Brassjazz. All right, so we're just gonna get right into it. All right, we just saw the Gaga. Let's talk about Bam, because we have noticed that there has been a slight gear shift in his play lately, and I don't mean he's shifted into second either. He's been looking a little questionable, but you know what? Tonight from jump, Bam came out. He was active. He was looking for his shot. He was flying around on defense. He just looked under control. Frankie, tell me what you were seeing out of Bam.
Tiff, I see one thing in the box score that matters to me, and it's field goal attempts. Bam took the most field goal attempts for the team tonight. How many times can we say that? It never happens. There are games where Gabe Vincent will shoot more than him, and that's bullshit. No disrespect to my man Gabe. Glad he's back. But Bam does not get the ball enough. And it didn't matter tonight. He shot efficiently. He was effective around the rim. Barely got to the line, but was crashing the board so hard. Got a lot of putbacks. 15 rebounds. He was your boy tonight. Just everywhere.
He was. Kenny, what is this something that you're hoping to see going forward? This more aggressive, more decisive Bam?
Yeah. They found him in rhythm early on, and they kept him in rhythm. One of those plays early in the, believe, first quarter, Tyler actually found Bam in transition. I was just like, whoa, nobody ever does that. Right. And so it's not necessarily just as simple as aggression. It's about finding him, because sometimes guys just do forget he's out there sometimes. You also got to give credit to Jimmy for moving the ball tonight. There wasn't a whole bunch of ISO bullshit. And this is what we've been asking for the past week or so. Just keep the ball moving the whole game, and that's what happened. And that's what happens when you have a guy like Bam out there, because he may not initiate his own scoring, but he will finish if you find him. And that's what happened tonight.
Right. Brass, we love Bam up here. but the contrast between the last couple of games and just from the word go tonight, what did you see?
Aggression. He was aggressive, and he hasn't been that aggressive lately. I mean, this was he had double-digit rebounds. He had a double-double going by halftime. Sorry, I'm like fucking. I've been so sick the last few days. That's why I missed the last couple shows. I'm just now getting out of it. But this fucking heat wind got me back, baby. Okay,
There we go.
so yeah, he's aggressive again, and he was there. He was getting a lot more boards than he has been getting as of late, which his team has been getting smoked on that end. And it's just good to see him on both ends. But to Franky's point, essentially from like that was like the crux of it, the fucking offensive. He was going for it tonight. He's going for it on both ends. And this team isn't going to thrive unless Bam Adebayo does that shit.
Yeah. Right. So we got a new starting lineup. Basically, we had a new rotation. Obviously, it looked like this kind, and I could just be seeing things, but it seemed like the rotation was one of the things that helped Bam look more livelier. The different bodies, everybody moving around. Kenny, let's start the conversation off about what that lineup looked like tonight.
And so me and Frankie said in the pregame that starting Max, it wasn't necessarily about anybody's performance lately. It was just the team thing to energize them and bring them new life. And we saw that worked out. The first few minutes did look a little sketchy. But once Tyler came in, and if you notice, Victor Oladipo didn't play tonight, Keith didn't play tonight, and that's not anything to knock them, but the rotation was smaller, more focused. Duncan off the bench looked great. There wasn't too much forcing anything to him tonight. It was just, this is what we need to see. I think Eric Spoelstra was holding on to some stuff for a while. Either that or he decided to adjust. Who knows? But I know I love it, and I need that to continue.
Yeah. Frankie, what are your thoughts on it?
I one of the things that I'm glad Zach 33 mentioned, I loved Jimmy getting out first and Kyle and Tyler playing with Bam. You don't get to see Bam be the big man with the bench lineups a lot. It's usually Dedmon, and Dedmon gets the feast. I like the opportunity of letting Bam. I said it when we got Kyle. I said I want to see Kyle play with Bam a lot. Get him the ball. Make him that feature of the lineup. They haven't really done it enough. Part of it was the injuries and such, but I really like switching that up. And and Tyler's chemistry with Bam has gotten immensely better since the All-Star. Like Kenny said, they were both fighting each other. They had some highlight plays that kept fucking up. PJ missed the button, and then and Tyler got stripped on Bam's nice pass. But you can see flashes of what it's gonna be.
Right. Kenny, you wanna jump in on this?
Yeah, those two guys specifically are building something. For whatever reason, like Frankie said, they typically don't play a whole lot without a Jimmy. And so seeing them now, just their skill sets are so perfect for each other, because Bam's not necessarily going to look for his own shot, but Tyler is, as well as the playmaking that he's added along throughout the years. And we've seen that tonight. As soon as he came in, the ball started moving. And so it's like, man, those two, I was a real big fan of their DHO, and now just in general, them getting out in transition. Tyler collapsing the defense because you cannot let that guy score. And now you got Bam in the dunker spot, in the high post. He made a couple of mid-range tonight. That duo is going to be real dangerous in the near future.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think that like it's surprising because you're waiting for that bench to like start to crawl back and give us like that push that we've been needing from them. And it literally just looked like there was just a couple of things happening. Obviously, a lot of people weren't sure about minutes, so it's hard to keep a rhythm if you don't know when you're in, when you're out. But they all look like they had fresh legs tonight. Like they all looked like they were just moving better, moving up and down. Brass, what did you see out of Dedmon tonight? Because you didn't get Keith at all.
Didn't get Keith. We just saw some kind of a renewed energy from Dedmon as well. And we have been calling for that. Clearly something was off with him. And a little bit of rest. I mean, he had some. Listen, we love Dedmon around here. He's had some rough games in the last month. And and I just think he was that little bit of a spark plug that we are so used to getting out of him. And and I just think he just kind of brought it, man. He brought it.
Yeah, go ahead, Frankie.
No, I was going to ask you, Tiff. I think Gabe was a big part. Chat's mentioning him now, but his return. What do you think about his return that helped the team out?
I know one of the things I think I said to somebody today at some point when it seems that everyone, was complaining about like the bench play that we've been having in the last, 4 to 5 games, what have you. But I keep saying to people, realistically, Victor's not a point guard. Tyler's not a point guard. You had a unit out there without a true point guard, a guy who is reading the floor, who's literally trying to stabilize the offense. So you didn't have anyone. So what Gabe did tonight was he literally brought that stabilization back to the floor. It's like the one thing regardless of his points, you're going to get the energy, the effort, and you're going to get the defense. And you're going to get a guy who's going to look to get the team moving, because Gabe he's at the point where he's earned the right to play that position. And he's playing it to the best of his abilities for this team. So it's going to be hard, but this team doesn't work well without a floor general. They don't work well when it's just a ball handler, because there's a complete difference. So I don't know. I think that Spo's going to have to find a way, if Gabe is healthy, to keep him in the lineup. What do you think, Kenny?
What I think is, I'm going to kind of add to your point about the defense. If you notice, when Gabe was out, there was a lot of scrambling, bad rotations and all that stuff, but that's because guys were getting beat off the dribble. You're not necessarily going to do that with Gabe easily. And so as much as Kyle is a really good defender, he is a little older. He's a step slower. Tyler, we don't even have to speak about his defense. But you got Gabe in there, he's able to contain his man. And so now you don't have guys scrambling. You don't have guys making – there's less error because it starts at the beginning. Gabe is containing his man, so now there's no penetration and nobody has to come and help. And so that's the importance of Gabe. We can't really look too much at his scoring all the time. His shooting may be off sometimes, but the defense is always there.
Yeah, well, the idea would be, Kyle plays defense with that first unit. Gabe comes in and plays defense with that second unit. And because we have porous defenders on the floor at all times, we do. Like at this point, looking at how things are shaping out, we're always going to have someone on the floor that's a really bad defender. Yeah. But what makes it a little bit easier if you've got Gabe out there healthy. Like that's because that also, people don't realize, like, if Gabe is on the floor, that actually works for Bam the best. Yeah. Because it keeps Bam from having to overexert all his energy trying to cover up for a lot of different mistakes. What do you think about that, Brass?
Yeah. Well, I was glancing down. I was looking. I'm keeping an eye on the score.
What's the score?
The Raptors Celtics game.
Okay.
The Raptors are up 3 on the Celtics right now with 1:52.
Oh. Okay.
So that's gonna make this shit real interesting. So sorry,
that's all right.
I'm not sure quite how to answer that. I didn't know you were gonna kick to me.
All right, go ahead, Frankie.
I definitely agree. I think Gabe, he's just been that solid force. There's not like Gabe's missed a lot of games recently because of the injuries, but he's still tied for 4th in games played. This season, he's been one of the more consistently available guys. And he's also, been one of the more consistent overall players. He's stepped in as a starter. He stepped in off the bench. He's, he can contribute, give you a 20-point game. He can give you two or three charges, a couple steals. He can do a little bit of everything, and he's just a solid player. Like, and his lows are no longer as low as they used to be. He's really gotten to that consistent level where he's just a positive impact guy, and he's never a negative, really. Even his worst moments of the season, like against the Bucks and stuff, it was just like those kind of things happen to everybody,
Right.
Especially against more talented players. But he's been a revelation this season and a huge reason they are where they are.
Right. Yeah. Even just touching on the overall aspect of the game, the defense just looked better. The defense just looked better from the start, and they never really had that typical drop off that they always have. Like tonight, the defense was consistent. Player to player, it looked like everyone was a step faster, trying to stay in front of their men. People were crashing the boards. Brass, do you think that was I'm a little bit more rejuvenated, or do you think that was we've been dog shit, we need to pick it up?
I think I'll go further and say we were playing the dog shit version of the Kings. So that's something that we do need to bring up because you know, they're missing Fox, they're missing Sabonis, you know, they were missing key guys on this team, which could they're players that could give us fits, and they weren't there to give us fits. However, as we've been playing as of late, 3 of the last 4 losses that we've had have been to dog shit lineups, and we got smoked by each of them. So, so it's good. They do feel re-energized. I mean, it wasn't like that much time off. I don't know really what happened. They had time off before some of those games too, and there's no excuse.
But Brass, they have Harrison Barnes. G's been telling me for 2 years. That is the savior of basketball.
Well, maybe he was doing us a favor, you know? he was lobbing us a dub. Yeah, but this game did feel like, you know, with the guys, with Gabe, you know, it felt like one of those kind of midseason games where we're like kind of rounding into form and we're like popping on both ends. I mean, our 3-point percentage was absolutely insane tonight.
Right.
And the defense was consistent, and we never sagged off like we have been in the last week. You know, so like all these things, it felt like that midseason thing. But again, pump the brakes a little bit because this Kings team is bad. So, you know, but that's good. You should beat up on these teams. That's a good thing. So let's keep it going, because the next test, the battle for the 1 seed on Wednesday, that is going to be a real test because our ass has gotten fucking smoked by Boston twice this year. So yeah.
I mean, I think I think all those things are true. The test will be Wednesday. Like that's the test to know if they're back. Because like you said, you should have won this game and you did. Good for you getting off the snide, but like, Wednesday is the test. What is Frankie drinking? Is it blue? Frankie, what are you
drinking? Blue milk?
Kool-Aid.
Man, shout out to the black community.
Brass looked really confused when you said Kool-Aid.
I know what Kool-Aid is.
I know, but you looked at him like, how old are you?
Oh, I got you.
I was gonna lie and say Long Island, but I was like,
No, Long Island. Fucking Long Island is that color. Jesus.
Another thing I noticed too, they were actually getting out and running tonight. Like, and it was in layers. It wasn't just one person getting down and everyone else folding. Frankie, because I know you noticed that. You want to talk a little bit about like the transition offense?
it was just opportunistic, and they ran their lanes well. Bam, finally, it drives me nuts when Bam runs the floor hard and nobody looks for him, because that's fucking 2 points or free throws almost every time. And they finally did that. It's just simple things that they've kind of been avoiding, probably not intentionally, but just they're not looking for enough of. And a game like tonight where it's, like you just want to get back on track, that's a little thing that they could do. No Caleb tonight, so you're missing some athleticism. And that's just things you need to get some transition buckets once in a while, just to have those easy buckets to get some momentum. Those are quick momentum building opportunities. And besides Jimmy in the beginning of the season, he hasn't really ran because of his injuries and stuff. And Bam and Caleb are the only athletic guys on the team. So no Caleb. You know, the guys need to like push the ball and look ahead. It's not just hit ahead. It's look ahead for the right opportunities. And they did a really good job of that. Tyler ran the floor really hard. Like Kenny mentioned before, he's been a much better playmaker as of late too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, definitely, 100%. Kenny. Yeah, let's touch on a little bit Tyler's playmaking tonight. What did you notice?
They were playing to Franky's point also, they were playing at a pace that works for Tyler. I mean, this team in general, we understand is not great in the half-court offense. We can believe the ranking, whatever. It's kind of fool's gold. But, all right, so speed it up some. You got this young guy in Tyler Hero. Let him run. You got the most athletic big in the league. Nobody at the center position is even close to as fast as Bam. Let him get out there, too. And then you also got shooters. Let them run to their corners. Let everybody else run the lanes, and let's go. And so that's how you saw Tyler and Bam thriving, just out in transition, running. Don't let the defense set up, because if you do that, you're just fucking stuck in the mud. You don't have anything you can do. So just don't let them set up. Get out there. Let your young guys run it.
Right. And do you think they can – because even with the fast breaks, at some point, we're still an older team, even if they're running opportunistic. Do we think we can finish out the season doing that and then carry that into the playoffs?
They would have to be measured with it. I wouldn't say just become the 05 Phoenix Suns and just run everything, because you do have to get the Deadmans at least down there for the offensive rebound. You do have to let Jimmy play at his pace at times, but there are times where the offense gets stagnant, and that's when they need to, pick it up.
Number one, baby. We're number one.
Celtics lost?
God, yes.
Celtics lost. Let's fucking go.
All that doom and gloom is over.
I would have G here to do a rant, but he's so conflicted right now.
Raptors won.
Oh, right. Raptors.
Raptors
Oh, yeah.
played,
Yeah, he does. He wouldn't want to rant on the wrong show. You know what I mean? Like,
You'd be a lot happier.
Don't get too excited. Oh, he's way happier about this for sure than the fucking Heat. Are you kidding?
He's somewhere with his pots and pans celebrating.
When the Heat win, he's like, "Oh, we can make more money." When the Raptors win, it's like, "Yeah, let's go."
Man, and the Bulls and the fraud ass Bulls lost to the Knicks.
Oh yeah.
No.
How can we take you seriously if you lose to the fucking Knicks? Oh wait.
That was a long time ago, Brass.
Long
time ago. Jimmy, we had to save the best for last.
Yeah.
Let's get into Jimmy, because we
Fraser.
Whoa. We found so many different ways to try and be patient about what we were seeing unfold with Jimmy. But tonight he just looked relaxed. He looked more measured. He looked like he had a purpose. And he just played well across the board. Like, he just played very well, a very methodical game, but methodical in a good way, as to not just pound the ball. No, G. Kenny, go ahead, take over.
So tonight what we saw was Jimmy kind of got off the ball a little more. I think this past, pretty much this whole season, he's been dominating the ball, probably to the team's benefit at times, but a lot of times to the team's detriment. And we kind of forgot how deadly of a cutter he is and how good he is at finding his spots off the ball. And so we saw that tonight. We saw him being set up for easy buckets, and then he ended up getting in rhythm, and then he can go ahead and do his thing more towards the end of the game and in the second half. But I want to see more of that. I want to see more of Jimmy off the ball, finding his spots and having people find him, rather than just dominating the ball and ISO him, because he doesn't have that much he can do in that situation anyway. And so he still got his numbers without trying to do everything himself. And that's what we've been needing from him this whole time. And we finally got it, and I really hope we maintain that.
Right. Frankie.
Oh, real quick, because I don't want to forget this. So we'll get back to Jimmy Talk in a sec. But for our next show for the Celtics on Wednesday, we have once again the second time we're doing this. We did this last year. The Baskets for Babies event, benefiting the Healthy Mothers, Healthy Babies. So we're gonna have Dos Minutos back on, and we're gonna do a fundraising episode. Always a lot of fun. So definitely tune in after Heat and Celtics. Win or lose, just come back. We're gonna have a good time and raise some money to a really, really great cause. So yeah, just tune in on Wednesday. I just don't want to forget that. Sorry. Back to Jimmy Talk.
Those better bring a glass of milk like you did last year.
Dose.
It's gonna be blue like yours.
Go ahead, Frankie. Go ahead with your
With Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jimmy, man, he can be so frustrating because he can want to play that style of iso ball post up, and it just negatively affects the team so often when he does it too often and too early. Like, it's okay when end of shot clock or when you're running off ball action, but when it's just an iso, pound the ball into a defender and try to make a play and he's not getting to the line, he's not hitting mid-range shots, it can be really frustrating. Today, he kind of just fit in, and he had a fantastic game. He quietly had 27 points. Everybody's going to joke about the 3 threes, but the playmaking, the defense, the cutting, like, that's what we need from him. That's when this team is at its highest ceiling, is when he's not trying to be the superstar scorer. He's trying to be the superstar Jimmy Butler.
Yeah. And
you saw a little bit of it today. Brass?
Was that Carla Tiana? Oh, you took it. Brass, yes. Do we have any subs?
We do have some subs. We got a few. We have let's see. Unexpected Teacher resubscribed for 1 month at tier 1. Vane Hype resubscribed for 1 month at tier 1, and they said Raptors helping us out. Yes, indeed. Dade Franco resubscribed for 1 month at tier 1. They said first seed, second seed, man, fuck them numbers.
Hell yeah.
Couldn't agree more.
Wait, Dave Franco?
Dade Franco.
Oh, okay. All right. Sorry, Dave. Dave. We good. I just thought it was. I thought it was that other guy.
Another Franco. Another Franco.
I thought it was that other guy.
We're gonna get into Oscar talk or something.
I mean, he's also one that has done some things that won an Oscar.
Man. All of Hollywood is disgusting.
Man. Yeah, it was kind of a showdown last night, right? It was
Raw.
Oh yeah, Raw. Well, like a week ago, it's like this. Holy shit!
The Jimmy picture is so good.
But I gotta tell you, what's so fucking funny, and I completely forgot about this. But last year when we were doing the Heat movie, do you remember who we cast for Juwan Howard?
Was it? Oh.